Hey everyone, welcome back to another top 5. I haven't done this in forever and I'm actually overdue on this specific video, but we're going to do it today anyways. So today we have the top 5 worst elite cars. Not just worst regular cars, but the ones that were recently added within like the past year, and they have this new system where you can basically fine tune the acceleration, the top speed, and such. There's a few cars that are really good and a few cars that are really bad with this system. Today we're going to look at the really bad cars. So without further ado, let's get into the list. Coming in at number 5, we have the 2015 GTA Spano. Now, ignoring the fact that this car is $4,000 to obtain, $4,000 real dollars to buy, when you actually get it, it's a pretty bad car to be honest, and I've never driven it, but thanks to Justin for providing the gameplay. And basically, the main flaw with the 2015 Spano is it has pretty much no handling. You can't drift around corners in this car. Acceleration's not the best, the top speed's not the best, it's kind of a useless car. It's never used in any events, it's never used in multiplayer. It's just kind of a car that just sits there to collect dust and say, hey, I spent $4,000 in this game. But at that point, what are we even doing? And that's our number 5 spot. Coming at number 4, we have the BXR Bailey Blade GT1. And even though this car was buffed in a recent update, the acceleration on this car is still pretty bad. Basically, the acceleration was really bad when the event first launched, but then they improved it in a later update, but still not usable. Its top speed is low compared to some of the other B-class cars. The handling is actually quite decent on this car, which is why it's number 4. But then, you know, the obvious flaw with it is the nitro duration. It's a 10, 15, 20 value, the lowest you can go in Asphalt for nitro. And basically, this car, you're either never using nitro or you're always like zigzagging to get nitro. It's pretty bad and makes it kind of a useless car for events. And I know the tuner wants the performance to be slightly improved, but who knows what Gameloft will do with this car in future updates. On the side note, it is actually pretty good in the spin-off Asphalt Extreme, but we're looking at Asphalt 8 here. And that is our number 4 spot. Coming in at number 3, we have the post-patch 1967 Chevrolet Impala. Of course. Not looking at the A-Class version that was never released, but rather the D-Class version that's now blueprints to get. I don't have the car. But thankfully someone's provided gameplay. And basically this car, it has a really high top speed, but you know, it still has some of the parts that the A-Class Impala had before it was released. It had the bad acceleration, it had the bad handling, it actually had the bad top speed too. But basically, this car only has top speed. You can't accelerate really, and then the turning radius is horrible. The drifting is actually not too bad, and then obviously the nitro is not very good, but it's kind of a classic car. I don't know why Gameloft made this an A-Class beast to start with, but I'm glad that they nerfed it, but now it's also one of the worst elite cars to get. But it is one of the few cars that you can only obtain with blueprints. And that is our number 3 spot. Coming at number 2, we have the Nano Flow Cell Quant FE. I know a lot of you, when I made my top 5 worst cars originally, asked where this car was on the list, and it's not on the right list, it's on this list, the worst elite cars. And you know, if you ever played, for example, that Earth Day Cup, that was a few weeks ago, the car just basically couldn't turn in its max pro. Literally, you had to steer full force, and the car would move a little bit. So you really had to time your drifts well in order to, you know, make it without crashing. And you know, it was a pretty hard car to drive. And then it takes a long tune-up. And also, this car is really buggy. It hates barrel rolls, it hates ramps, it just hates anything that's on the track pretty much. A turn, a track, traffic. And the top speed, even though it actually has a very slight fake speed, it's still pretty low, and you know, it's max pro rank. It actually goes down when you elite tune it. But basically, aside from that, the car is terrible. The only thing that I could see that's being kind of good is the nitro duration, but that acceleration, the handling, oh, I really hate the handling on the car, and I'm pretty sure all you guys do as well. But it's a pretty nice boat to go trolling in multiplayer with it, which is kind of why it's number 2. But number 1 is an even worse car than the Quant FE. Coming at number 1, we have the 2010 Bentley Continental Super Sports. Now, right when they released the 2010 Bentley, the 2017 Bentley Super Sports got, announced, which I don't know why they didn't wait to just add that. But this 2017 Bentley is actually fast, whereas in Asphalt 8, the 2010 Bentley, it's the worst elite car in the game, and here's why. Its acceleration is just pure awful, and it was advertised as the king of B class, when it could never even reach that. Its top speed may be good enough to kinda compete, but the MP4A has the same top speed and it destroys the car. Simply because of, other factors which I don't be discussing in this video. But basically the 2010 Bentley, it can't accelerate at all. It can't turn at all. You basically have to, again, time your drifts like the Quant FE. But now you have an acceleration thing to take care of. The nitro is kind of bad. It's not horrible, but it's not good either. It's just bad nitro duration. But most importantly, that acceleration and handling kill this car's capabilities, and basically it's a useless credit waster. You can also do it for the British Gentleman Collection, which is the only reason I might consider buying it. But pretty much avoid this car. You don't want this car for B class. It's a trap. So that is it for our top 5 worst elite cars, and the next top 5 list will be the top 5 best elite cars, and that'll be coming out soon. Basically, you want to avoid all these cars, except for, I might get them now, Full Cell Quant for trolling in multiplayer during free race season. But basically, you want to get the cars that are on the top 5 best elite cars list, which will be coming out soon. Thank you guys all for watching. Please leave a like if you enjoyed, and I'll talk to you guys later.